for a little bit of blues. All right. Okay. All these people rushing, very important things to do. They ain't got time for the blues. Oh yes. Perhaps if they just slowed down and enjoyed life a little bit, there'd be a little bit less stress in London.
Everybody's walking, walking on by their life, but nobody looks to see just what's in front of them. Everybody's looking at me. She's so good to me, I know. Oh, she's good to me. Such a lovely lady, oh, Barbara Jean. Been 2 years since we met. We've done everything I am. There's no more spontaneity. So she said, baby, I'm leaving you for went work late last night. I told her, baby, don't need to drive. I won't be coming home till late. I came home to find her with another man.
Stop Andrew, man.
I went late. I never expected this, so no, my heart is broken in two. If you've ever felt the way I feel, I know it's hard. I wanted you to know that it gets better every day. Oh, it gets better every day. All you have to do is just reach out and grab.
Okay, does the mic work now? All right. Are we good? Is it working? Holy crap. Took freaking long enough. All right. No? All right. So, how are you guys doing? Yeah, I'm really late for this stream. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just it works as much as the truck doesn't. Thought this was your day off. Yeah, but I said I'd be here in the morning, and I wasn't here. But yeah, no, there's like enough people know that Tuesday is my day off, so enough people know to bug me on Tuesdays. And now I'm trying to not make Tuesdays my day off. Man, that was a real dick way of saying that. But never realized your voice is so much different than this mic. I don't hear the difference. That doesn't help. Okay. So, the good news is I did get the wires up and running, so we should have the regular scenes back. So here, let's try it. Ready? There it is. Guy's got the F Tree Kitty shirt on. Well, what's this guy have today? Oh, wow. I'll be dipped. Look at that. Yep. All right. Everything should be working. Yeah. Okay, cool. Excellent. Sweet. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to work on this thing today. What I'm going to do today is, well, okay, so I have sheathing with me here. I have the sheathing that I've been talking about, but this is like the braided stuff that you'd see on like a 3D printer. Or, I mean, in cars too. Cars use them nowadays as well. I have two different types of it, right? But with this stuff, I want to wait until... Like, okay, I'll be honest. I want to go on like McMaster Car and go find all the connectors that I need. And then we need to heat shrink it too. So when you sheath wires, you don't just put that braided stuff over them because water can seep in. You gotta seal them. So like you have your wires and then you seal them around shrink wrap, right? And then you put the braids over that. That's how like a factory car harness would be. So I do have sheathing to mess with stuff, but what I think we're going to do today is I'm going to get my electrical tape out and I'm going to start bunching up the harness where I need it to go. And we also have to finish the heater box wiring too. I got to make sure the heater box works. So, Steve, what's going on? So yeah, we got it's not a lot of work to do. Like, what's left to do on the list is just a bunch of buttoning up stuff. We just got to button up stuff here and there. But I want to make sure that the wire harness, that it's, we do it and it lasts. I don't want the wire harness to have all these electrical gremlins down the road. Because you can't just leave the wires in there. Because the truck's vibrating around, you're going down the road, the engine's loud, it creates a lot of heat. So the wires shift around and stuff, and you don't want them like rubbing against something and then they break. Hey, Gerardro, what's up? So, we got some work to do. And, yeah. We got some work to do, and then we'll go from there. How are you guys doing? Any space news happen today? Any space news happening today? Let's take a look. So we had the readiness review for Crew 2. That's cool. You know what, Rob? I don't mind wiring, to be honest with you, dude. Like, I really don't. It doesn't bother me. I actually think it's kind of cool. I know. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It's just complicated, but it's not. Hey, Thomas, what's up? And grape surgery. Did you guys know that they did surgery on a grape? They did surgery on a grape. I prefer the mechanical side over wiring. It just confused. No, I hear you. Yeah, no. Mechanical brain up here. Yeah, but I understand the wiring with this. It's not that bad. Like, once again, not everybody has a car to rewire, but I rewired this thing, and I did have Stream help me when I did it, right? But it's really not, it's not that complicated. You just have a ground, you take your ground out, you attach it to the car, right? And then you take a positive to each thing. One wire runs to everything, and then some of them even ground out on their own. It's, yeah. I'd like to maybe get into fixing up broken Xboxes and stuff and soldering. You could. Integrated circuits are a little bit harder to mess with, but you could do that. Yeah, Rob Clev, yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, oh, it's kind of cool. And then when you get all the cable management and everything figured out, it's pretty neat. It's a pretty good time. The variety on this channel is amazing. I try. All right. It's a carburetor, Steve. It's got a 650 CFM in it. It's an Edelbrock 1405. Nothing real special. It's got a Performer 289 RPM intake manifold and some Ford Racing valve covers. And that's about it when it comes to performance. It's a block from 1979. A block from 79, stock head, stock cam, so it breathes about as good as it breathes about as good as breathing trying to inhale through a straw. Yeah, about that. The heads don't flow very well. They flow like poo-poo because they're designed to make low-end torque, and that's about it. Because Herderma emissions. It's got stock exhaust manifolds on it, but I'll change that soon. I have headers for it. It needs heads and it needs a cam. That's what it needs. And then this thing will be quite nice. This truck is, I mean, it's an F100. It doesn't need to make more than 400 horse. 400 horse would be fine. And that's totally doable with the block that we have. Like, totally doable. You could easily do that with the it's a 5 liter. It's a Windsor engine. What's up, Sneaky? What happened? I'm confused. What did you do? Who did you sneak up on? I mean, if we put a supercharger on it, it's going to make a little bit more than 400 horse, but here, let me get my work hat on. You're about a half hour from traveling for your first time by yourself. Are you going down to the launch with Matt or what? And are you driving? Are you flying? What are you doing? Yeah, bus ride to Indy, flight to Orlando, meeting up with Matt and Vulcan. Oh, you're in for a treat going to Orlando International, man. You're in for a treat. So you probably don't want to answer, but I was gonna say, what are you flying? Because the terminals get a little sneaky. Orlando International is gigantic. It's a really big airport. Just get on when you get to the terminal, get on the train to the main terminal. Trust me on that one. Just when you leave the plane, get on the train. That's all you need to know. It's not as big as Atlanta, yeah, but it's way bigger than Indy. It's way bigger than Indy. Yeah, Sneaky, if this is your first time down there, you haven't seen an airport this big before. I only know Sneaky because my first trip when I traveled by myself was flying back to school. I flew back to Florida from Boston by myself, and I landed in Orlando, and I'm like, this was, oh shoot, that was like 2006 or something. Yeah, no, Sneaky, all you need to know is get on the train, and when you get on the train, you're gonna be like, this is amazing. This is the freaking coolest place ever. You know how I know? Because that's exactly what I was like. Oh, wait, I get to ride. You get to fly on a plane and ride on a train today? Yes. Yes, you do. Pickup is on the second floor. Yep. So, so the train will deposit you onto the second floor on the main terminal. The main terminal concourse at OIA is it's a big shopping mall. It's a huge mall, and it has a hotel built into it. Okay, so you're gonna come in on the side. The monorails terminate inside of the mall. Okay, so if you're going towards the hotel, you're in the wrong spot. Okay, don't go towards the hotel. So the hotel is on one side of the airport, and the drop-off and pickup area is on the other side. So take the train and then go away from the hotel. That's all you got to do. But yeah, it does get a little bit confusing. But honestly, if you need help, pop into the stream, dude. I'll help you. Where am I from, John? I'm from Boston, dude, but I lived in Florida for 2 years. Denver International is gigantic, Ismic. That's a big airport. I hate the Orlando airport. I waited 3 hours to get a rental car one time. Yeah, John Red, I'm up in Boston. And when I say Boston, I mean like proper. Like the city is right over there. I'm not that far away, dude. So, because I'm in Boston, I don't have much space to work on this thing, but I've been to see Taco Force. Yeah, Sneaky, traveling alone is fun. You might think it's a little crazy, but it's actually a good time. It's really, I enjoy it. I like being out on my own. It's fun. Lone wolf stuff, dude. It's cool. It's a good time. Nice, Sneaky. There you go. Well, okay. Discord ended talks with Microsoft and plans to remain independent. Right on. What about you, John Red? Where are you at? I'm going to talk and work while we're doing this. All right. France? Oh, damn. What part? Every time I exit the airport, I'm always on the wrong level. John, are you in Paris? Tell me you got lucky and you're down in like Nice or something. Or Saint-Tropez. That's where all the rich people are. I know that. All right. Cool. You're near Le Mans? Oh, I am jealous, man. I love Le Mans. It's one of my favorite races of the year. Probably, if not the. Pretty much took 3 years, but all pieces of the satellite that India. Oh, okay, the ASAT weapon. Cool. We don't have the sun, but you have race cars. Hey, Le Mans. Hey, if it rains in Le Mans, so be it. That's fine. You're at Le Mans. Who cares? How far are you on your Ford? Clayton, we're getting there. Le Mans is hallowed ground, man, for me at least. I'd love to go. That and Nürburgring, but that's not in France. Okay. So, come on over here. Come on, get over here. There's a blue light flashing on the GoPro. Don't know what that means. So, as you can see, the wire harness is, yeah, terrible. Yeah, we have to fix that. But once again, I did get all the wires up and running again, so we're good. No, I haven't ordered the Rad Shield sleeves yet. What I'm going to do today is go at this with some electrical tape, and we're going to kind of, I'm going to cordon off like, or like, well, cordon off isn't the right way to say that. We're going to divide up the harness so when I go to take it out, I know where I know what wires belong together. So I'm going to need my electrical tape for this. Huh. 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 Where the hell's the electrical tape? Of course it's not here. Why wouldn't it be? But I don't have the sheathing for it just yet, but Google says it means you have the Wi-Fi turned on the camera. Oh, all right. Hang on one second. All right. Well, it's off now. Well, are we stopped? Good. Okay, so excuse me for a second. No blue light. All right, cool. When road test, it's got no exhaust, man, so that's not gonna happen. I got an exhaust guy lined up. I'm gonna see how that transpires, but I need to finish the damn thing. All right, I gotta find my electrical tape wherever the heck that went. Permatex. There's another GoPro in case that one breaks. Zip ties. No. Extra mics. Teflon tape. Nope. Air tools. Literally everything but, unless it's in here, unless it's in the cab here. I'm gonna move the seat out of the way. Ah, here it is. It's in the cab where I was wiring everything. Go figure. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna wire stuff out here, or I'm gonna tape off like the different parts of the harness that I need to go together. And we're also going to cut down, I'm going to cut down any parts of the wire harness that's excess. So like this, or I'm going to get rid of that, and we'll cut it and resolder it. I have the heat shrink to do that. Ferd, that's right. I know a few people that have been to the Louvre and seen the Mona Lisa. Cool. That wire management, not like this. Yeah. I literally just got through explaining how I need to fix it. King. Yeah, we gotta. So like I wired everything up just to make sure the harness and everything worked, and made sure I knew where everything needed to go, to be honest with you. That's what I did. And now we have to manage it out. There's some things here and there that I'm not happy with the harness. Some parts with the MSD box that I'm not too like crazy about, that we got to fix. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, now would be the time to finalize locations of things if we have to. I think we should. I might want to move some of this stuff around. just because. So like, once again, putting this harness in was just to make sure that it works, and it does. I did a test, we were doing a test fit with it. I mean, if I'm going to France, I don't need to go to Paris, I'll be honest with you. It'd be nice. I don't need to go there though. If I'm going to France, there's 3 places. 3 places. Le Bourget, where basically Knez's Space Museum is. We're going to Le Mans, and then Monaco. Monaco isn't in France, I know, I understand, but yeah, okay, 4 places, Normandy too. Yeah, that's it. I don't need to go to Paris. Everywhere else, all those other places though, that's where we need to go. All right, so Paris would be nice, but I don't like a lot of people anymore, man. Maybe when I was younger, not so much anymore. A lot of people there. Yeah, I know about John Red. I know about Le Bourget. That's a great museum. No one wants to go to Paris. Dang, nice truck. Thanks, Spartans. I'm like 90% sure I'm going to go see Artemis 1 and leave like $100 more bucks. Nice, Wii Sports. My goal is to get this thing finished, running 100% reliable by the time the Artemis mission happens. And I will literally, I mean, when Artemis happens, it's going to be winter up here. I will drive this thing through the snow to get it down to Florida to take a picture of it next to the Artemis launch. That's what I would want to do. I'll drive this thing down. That's what I want. It would be amazing. So we got work to do. We got to finish this. Yeah, Clayton, that's cool. Yeah, John Red, too many people from what I heard. I don't like a lot of people. Like, even when I went to New York, it got a little, when I go to New York, it gets a little out of control. It's just like, okay, I get it. There's a lot of people here. Nice. Wonderful project. Merci beaucoup. All right. So, let's get to this. So, let's start with the easy stuff. So this is the headlight harness right here. What we're literally going to do is just take some electrical tape and then just hold this together. So like take this, right? Because I know this all works. And then we're just going to tape it. See? And then I'm going to take this part. So this part right here is part of the main harness. And then what I did was I spliced in connectors right here so I could disconnect it if I have to. This is the part of the harness that goes to the right front light. So the passenger side light. I need a, yeah, the razor will work. Take some extra bits like distributor cap, spark plug coils, plugs extra. Yeah, the repair loops, I know. There's going to be a lot of people at that launch. Yeah, I know. I know, Novus. I know. Yeah, it's going to be pretty rad, man. You know, I don't feel like cutting that with that. Let me find just a pair of snips. There we go. Okay. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right, so we're going to cordon off this here. And then when we get the sheathing and everything, I'm going to I got to take this all out of the truck and we got to heat shrink it. course I dropped it. Oh, God. I hate it when you drop tape and it freaking rolls away from you. That always happens. So I'll probably do one of these electrical kind of loop-de-leaps here. We'll do it every foot or so, or 30 centimeters for people that care about that. I don't really necessarily need a tape measure. I don't think we'll just eyeball it. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. Let me get my phone over here too. Sorry. Timing on my trip, it's going to snow here tonight. In fact, it's sleeting right now. So, Sneaky, you'll be fine. Planes can take off in the snow. As long as they de-ice it, you're good to go. Let me just make sure that chat works. Test. Oh no, I'm just laughing at the fact. Your mom's probably freaking out, Sneaky. No, you gotta travel on the... no, you can't travel, it's snowing out. Sneaky, that's what my mother would do. She'd be like, no, you're going out by yourself. You can't do that. You can't, it's gonna be snowing. You're gonna die. I'm like, thanks, Ma. She's actually really calm, surprisingly. Pfft, you don't understand mothers, man. She's freaking out. She's freaking out, dude. Trust me, Mom's gonna mom. She's surprisingly calm. Yeah, okay. Parents are gonna parents, man. That's what they want you to think. Okay, so we're gonna loop that in. I know I'm using like wood shears. Ow, it's my head. The truck does run, Spartans, yeah, The truck runs, yeah, but I'm gonna take the wire harness out. And then there's this fiasco that we have to fix. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is fine. Here, can you guys see that all right? Yeah, okay, it's not bad. They might be sheet metal shears, I don't know. They were in my drawer of cutty things. All right, so this orange line right here is the line for the third brake. This truck doesn't have a third brake, so I'm just gonna put that off to the side, and then we gotta fix this mess. Oh. Why didn't I just cut this the first time? Okay. I'm untangling it. So also what I want to do here is keep track of all my like where I would really want to put a big connector, and then we'll go on McMaster and we'll see if we can find the right stuff to do it. Okay, so So now, right here is where the 4 wires go. And I'll admit I crossed the wires here. So some of them don't go to the right thing. Which one was it? Yeah, see, the brown one goes to the wrong thing. Stupid. But then again, this is my first attempt, so the brown and the light blue wires are switched. Gotta find the edge of the tape roll here. Good to see you putting work into the truck. Right on, man. Will you put aerospace connectors on it? I think that would be cool, to be honest with you. I mean, car connectors would work. The mil-spec stuff would be really cool, though. When this is done, how many horses will it have? 200? 300, maybe? On a good day?
Discovery.
Go with throttle up. MGB. Thanks, man. Okay. All right, so we got the horn harness right there. And then, yeah. So this is one of the drawbacks of using a universal harness. When you use a universal harness like this, they just make the wires as probably about as long as they can think of. So I'll bet you this wire harness was like made for the biggest car that they could find when they went to do it. So when they went to make it. So it's probably like for a Cadillac or something. I know this is a GM, this is a copy of a GM harness, but I have like 6 feet of extra slack here that we really should take out of this. Cut it and butt it. I don't like butt connectors, man. I like soldering things. And then the coil. Okay, so the other things that I don't know if Steve is still here. Mysterious Steve, you were asking. The other things that the motor has is I have a 6AL, a multiple spark discharge 6AL ignition box, a pro billet distributor, and a Blaster 2 coil. Now, what does that mean? That's basically like, this is like a cow controller for the truck. So not everything is analog. Like if you want to talk in Kerbal terms, that's what that thing, what it does is it's an MSD, so multiple spark discharge. Basically, it improves the reliability a little bit by pulsing the spark plugs during ignition. So instead of just one spark and then the motor going down, it goes instead of just it goes just like that. It makes that exact noise, trust me. No, you saw it when I tested the coil out. When I grounded out a spark plug, it went when I started the engine up. It arcs the thing 3 times. Did I watch F1? Yeah, I did. The Imola race was good, man. As much as I like George, though, I think he screwed up. I think Valtteri juked him, and he didn't see it coming, and he got mad because he juked him and he made him look stupid. I mean, you shouldn't juke people like that, though. But he's a Finn. What do you expect? Like, and I don't mean that in any bad way towards Finnish people. He's a Finn. They're competitive as all hell. They won't tell you though, but they're competitive as crap. Like, how would you not see that coming? You know, like, really? You didn't expect him to try and defend the position? Just, no, it's just, I'm going to give it to you. The guy in the Mercedes, the fastest car on the track. You're going to, really? All right. Okay. But what do I know? I don't know. I vaguely remember my dad using a strobe light to look at fan belts when I was a kid. Yeah, that's not a strobe light. It's called a timing light. I have one. I have one of those. Here, I can show you. It's a timing light. What the timing light does, here, take a look. So this is a timing light. So what it does is, you got to power it. So you power the timing light by attaching it to the battery. Timing light uses DC, right? I have a new game for you. I'm good, Dawson. I have plenty of games right now, right? So you attach it to the battery, and then you have your light, and the light has a strobe, right? That's what you remember, no doubt. And then what you do is you take this, and what this thing does is it clamps around an ignition wire. You want to clamp around the number 1 cylinder. And then your dad was probably doing something like this, where he pointed the timing light down here somewhere. You're pointing it at the crankshaft to figure out the ignition timing. Advancing or retarding the ignition timing can do different things to the car. If you advance the ignition timing, you can make more power, but that really depends on the engine. Some engines like different amounts of timing. It really depends on how much the engine can rev, where it's revving to, what it's designed for, but yeah, that's what it's there for. Yeah, it's timing lights, man. Man, why did I run this extra wire? Oh boy, okay. This is like 40 years ago, so I barely remember. It sounds like he was tuning the belts. Oh, he's timing the motor. He's timing it. He's working on the ignition timing. What kind of car was it, MG? I'll tell you exactly what he was trying to do. Well, not exactly, but I can tell you close enough. I'm just going to untangle this mess. Unfortunately, that's all you remember. All right. No problem. I know for a fact that that's ignition timing. He's messing with the timing. Yeah, see, I didn't cut any of this to the right length, so it's all early 1970s. Yeah, so this is a motor from the 70s, right? So, yeah, I mean, you still use a timing light on this, even though it's from 79. Oh boy, did I mess this? This is not good. All right, we got to trim the fat out of this harness, man. So what I did was, because I didn't know what I was doing, and that's fine. Like, this is my first time. It's not like, oh my God, you idiot. I wouldn't hold, like, you know how I usually am, guys. I get really hard on myself because that's the only way my stupid thick head is going to learn. So the harness is good to about here. We can sheath this all up and make it look nice. And then, okay, so the harness goes to two places. We got this stuff, which is the directionals right there. This is the directionals, the directional left and right, and the flasher. And then this is, okay, so that's turn signal. Yeah, see, the turn signal harness and the main headlight harness are all tangled. All right, we don't want that. Yeah, they're all tangled up. You got to separate it from these guys. See this green and this like kind of peach wire right here? This is the high and low beams, and this harness separates from the rest of the light harness here. The reason why it separates is because it goes to the switcher. The truck has a foot switcher. A lot of old cars have foot switcher. There's a button literally on the floor of the truck, and you click it with your foot. It's where the clutch pedal would be. You click it with your foot, and you can switch from low beams to high beams. On modern cars, it's on the turn stocks. But see, these wires go down there, and then these wires go up through the main firewall harness passage. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this. Like, it's not, I wanted to just shorten the wires, but if you see, like, I got tons of extra slack right here. That's no good. I don't want that. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo all this. Not redo it so much. Like, you don't have to like redo everything, but so like the splits. So because there's, once again, there's headlights on both sides, these wires split. So I put the split right before well, where the wire harness needs to split. See, this goes to the passenger side. This is the driver's side stuff right here. So I ran all this extra slack. But it's funny because the headlights have extra slack, but the directionals don't. So I'm going to undo. What is the purpose of ignition timing? To make sure the cylinders are in sync? No. Guys, ignition timing happens when you, okay, so in a 4-stroke cycle, okay, so first thing I got to do, if you don't know how that works, do we know the basic principles of engine operation here? So a 4-stroke cycle. Here, I have a little 3D model that I brought, that Brimo printed for me. I brought it over here on purpose. So check this out. It's a little 3-cylinder, right? So see, with the engine, it has the pistons going up and down like that, and then a crankshaft turns, right? Right? So there's 4 strokes to the piston. It goes up and down 2 times throughout the 4-stroke cycle. So you have 4 strokes. You have intake, compression, power, and exhaust. Okay? So what differentiates each stroke is where the piston is and where the 2 overhead valves or more are at the time. So this engine, for instance, there's your piston going up and down inside of the bore, okay? And then you have an intake valve, and then you have an exhaust valve. And the exhaust valves are articulated by the camshaft. So the camshaft is basically a dowel with lobes on it. So it has a lobe that's shaped like an egg almost, and when the camshaft rotates, it hits a push rod, and that hits a rocker arm, and that opens up the valves. So on the intake stroke, your intake valve opens, and your piston goes down. And the piston going down creates a vacuum. It sucks in the air to fuel mixture through the intake valve, right? And then when the piston hits the lowest part of its travel, or what's called bottom dead center, BDC, right? When it hits bottom dead center, the intake valve shuts because the lobe the lobe pushes out of the way, and the lifter retracts, and the rocker arm retracts, and the intake valve shuts. So that creates a sealed chamber in there. And then the piston goes up. And that's your compression stroke, okay? So your compression stroke, piston goes all the way up. It takes that air to fuel mixture inside and compresses it to a really, really high chamber pressure. Yes, chamber pressure, like a rocket engine, right? It's almost the same. With rocket engines, you have a different type of combustion chamber, but that's what it's called. The piston goes up and compresses everything inside of the combustion chamber, right? And then this is where ignition timing comes in handy. So the piston is going to reach the highest point of its travel, right? It's going to reach the highest point. Top dead center, TDC, okay? See that piston's at TDC. The other pistons move around, right? When the piston reaches top dead center, that's when the spark plug goes off. It tries to hit, the spark plug tries to spark and ignite the air-fuel mixture at the highest point of compression, okay? And what that does is that resulting expansion of energy, it arcs and it lights the air-fuel mixture on fire. The resulting release of energy pushes the piston back down. That's called the power stroke, okay? Power stroke pushes the piston back down to bottom dead center, right? And then another cylinder in the engine goes through its power stroke and it pushes the piston back up. When the piston goes back up for the second time, the exhaust valve opens. And the piston pushes the air out the exhaust, and that goes into the head, out the exhaust port, into the exhaust manifold, and out through the mufflers, right? So, your ignition timing comes important because it gets important because at higher revs, so like there's, okay, you guys are from the computer world, right? So a lot of you guys are computer guys, right? It's input lag. Like, it takes a second for the explosion to happen, okay? Because, keep in mind, it's a combustion engine, okay? Combustion, subsonic, right? That's a very, very important thing. Combustion means that you're exploding something and the velocity of the explosion, right, is subsonic. It's not going faster than the speed of sound. That's the difference between combustion and detonation. Detonation is when you have an explosion that's so ridiculously violent it breaks the sound barrier, okay? So because you have combustion, right, it takes a second. That explosion takes a second to fill up the combustion chamber. So what a lot of cars do, if you want to advance the timing, the spark plug will go off right before the piston hits top dead center. So like right before it. Different engines like it at different times. It really depends on the bore and the stroke of the engine, how fast that piston is moving up and down, how big the piston is, what type of propellant you're using, what type of fuel you're using. There's a lot of things that you have to change it depending on which car, depending on what kind of car it is, depending on what kind of motor it is. So a lot of times you advance the timing so that spark plug goes off right before the piston hits top dead center. And when the explosion happens, like when the explosion fills up the combustion chamber, it fills up the combustion chamber right when the piston hits top dead center. So the highest point in its travel. And you get a smaller combustion chamber, not a bigger explosion. You get a smaller combustion chamber, right? And then the explosion going off forces that piston down more. It makes more power. What do you think is wrong with the car? I think my engine has input lag. No, it takes a second. It takes a second for the propellants to combust. Rocket engines are the same way. You don't just turn a rocket engine on unless it's a solid rocket motor. It takes a second for the engine to get going. Even after you have initial combustion, it takes a second for the engine to throttle up. Right? Same thing. The big difference between a car's combustion chamber and a rocket's combustion chamber is that a car's combustion chamber can vary because the piston moves up and down. A rocket's combustion chamber does not vary because instead of using the explosion to push a piston down to create mechanical work, you're exploding gases in a combustion chamber and forcing it out the bottom and creating thrust. And that moves the entire vehicle. How fast do the pistons go normally? So fast you can't even see them. So here, I'll show you. I can show you. Give me 1 second. So this is just right off YouTube here. And there's a guy that basically turned a small block Chevy, which is a V8, he turned it into a 4-banger and took the head off the other side and closed up the runners on the intake manifold. So here, take a look. All right, watch. So he's going to start it. This is once again, a small block Chevy. Can't even see them. They're going, and you know what's crazy? That's not even that fast. That's idle. That's 800 revolution, 1,000 revolutions per minute at best. Yeah, I mean, that engine revs to 6,000 RPM. A small block should go to 5,000. It really depends on what it is. It depends on what parts you put on it. But yeah, man. And that's 800 RPM. That was idle. So blah, 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 blah. That's what your engine's doing when you just start the car. That's it. You get going. Those pistons are going so fast up and down that you can't see them. They just look like they're sitting still. An F1 car, for instance, yeah, Ismic, an F1 car is 12,000 RPMs, and the piston's about the size of a golf ball. They're really small displacement engines, but they rev like crazy. Older Formula One engines, the V8s can hit 18,000 RPMs, and then in the 2000s, when I was growing up, the V10 F1 cars, 22,000 RPM. It doesn't even sound like a car at that point. It's just, it sounds like a fly. It sounds like a pissed off fly. Yeah, so like, if you want to get into engine geometry, guys, it's basically just levers. That's it. So you know how, like, we talk about cranes in KSP, right? Like, we do a lot of talking about cranes. Here, let me just move this in a position where people can see what the heck I'm doing. We'll fix that in a moment. What does a crane do? It's a lever. It's a big lever arm. You get a big enough lever arm, you can move a big enough whatever you're trying to move. And counterweight, obviously, too. It's funny because an engine has counterweights on it. It does the exact same thing, but it's just rotating instead. So you have a crankshaft, right? And the crankshaft, it has counterweights on it. See that? It has a counterweight on it to balance the rotating mass of the piston. So, and then all it's doing is that, like, depending on what type of engine, the distance between top dead center and bottom dead center on that 4-stroke cycle can change. If you have a smaller stroke, so the difference between top dead and bottom dead center is called stroke. Okay, yeah, I get it. People are going to be like, stroke. All right. That's the stroke of a motor. It goes up and down, right? And the bigger that distance is away, the bigger the stroke on the engine. The other thing like for engine geometry is bore, and bore is the diameter of the piston. So you could have a very wide bore and a very small stroke. All right, so because your piston isn't moving up and down, right, and that linear movement with an engine translates to rotational movement, okay? Because the piston isn't going up and down very much, right? The distance between the center point on the crankshaft and where the piston attaches when it's on the side, right? If that distance is smaller, you're going to have a shorter stroke. Now, engines with a smaller stroke don't make a lot of torque. Why not? Because that lever arm, right? So if you're moving a door, right? Like you're opening up a door. Do you push the door by the hinge? No. You push it by the doorknob, the opposite side of the hinge. Why? Because that takes the least amount of work, okay? So a piston that has the connecting rod journal extremely close, so the distance between where the piston attaches, where the piston and connecting rod attach to the crankshaft and the center rotating axis of the crankshaft, so it rotates right here and then piston attaches, that distance will create a shorter stroke if it's closer, okay? So what are the benefits of that? All right, so with an engine that has a shorter stroke, engines that have shorter strokes generally can rev a lot higher, okay? The reason why is because the piston doesn't have to move very far. It's more jittering back and forth than going up and down, right? But if you have a short stroke, right, you're not going to make a lot of torque. Why? Because you don't have leverage over the crankshaft. The more leverage you can get over that crankshaft, the more torque you can have, the more power. That's like the kind of stuff that happens when you step on the gas and the wheels go, "Arr!" That's torque. You can make more power on the higher end if your stroke is smaller, okay? Now, when it comes to bore, all right, bore, when you have a larger bore, you can, once again, you can make more power because you have larger bores, right? So, but you have to fill up that combustion chamber because you have a much wider piston, all right? Generally with the bore, you don't want to make it too big, because if you make it too big, so if you have a wide bore and a small stroke, you're not going to make any torque, because that explosion, even though it's wide, it's over a big area, you can make a big explosion. It's not going to have that much leverage over pushing that crankshaft and rotating it. Once again, pushing a door towards the hinge versus at the doorknob, right? So, like, okay, a Ferrari, and the reason why Ferraris were such crazy cars, like, they're really nice cars for the longest time, is because Ferraris didn't make a lot of torque. They didn't make a lot of torque, right? Like, I'm talking Ferraris in the 50s and the 60s, right? They didn't make a lot of torque, but they had a V12, a 3-liter V12, so a very small displacement with a very short stroke. It's called the Colombo V12, all right? That's a V12 that could rev to like 8-9 grand, which is insane. That's ridiculous. For all that rotated, all those moving parts moving that fast is unbelievably cool. And that takes a lot of really, really talented machinists to make something like that happen in the 60s. Right nowadays, you can put a CAD file in and it'll make it for you, but that's aside from the point. So it's funny because in the 80s, in the 60s, the Japanese, for instance, needed to make a lot of motorcycles. So Honda started as a motorcycle company, right? And they took that idea and they said, look, I can make a small engine that makes a lot of power if I can make it rev faster, all right? So Soichiro Honda started making motorcycle engines, and they were very small engines, right? They didn't have a lot of get up and go, but they could go fast, right? And then Honda and subsequently Toyota took that technology and applied it to car engines, right? And that's why everyone loves like JDM stuff, because those JDM engines share that same kind of roots as the European stuff. You have engines that are decent displacement with a very short stroke. So these engines can rev to the end of time, all right? They can rev like crazy, 8, 9, 10 grand, no problem. And then the Japanese figured out that with an inline 6, you can get a really, really smooth operation. So, like, if you look at this 3-cylinder right here, right? See how the pistons, all the pistons are going up at different times? That creates vibrations in the engine and makes it vibrate around. So some of the pistons rotating energy is making the engine rotate, and it's not used to throw that crankshaft, to spin the crankshaft. With an inline 6, you have 6 cylinders that are in line. The piston at the front and the piston at the back are moving like this. Okay, and then the second piston and the 5th piston are moving like this. And then the 3rd piston and the 4th piston are moving like this. Now, how are you going to have pistons working in sync? Well, remember, with that 4-stroke cycle, one of them, they could be moving in sync, and one of them could be on the power stroke and the other one could be on the exhaust stroke. So they move in sync, and when the pistons move in sync, it creates very smooth operation in the engine. You can make more power that way. Because... Hi, Bree.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
So,
Can I open?
yeah, go ahead. Bree's here. She wants to go outside and open the garage door. So, the light. The light. So, that's why a lot of people like JDM stuff, because the JDM stuff, all of it, even nowadays, has really short strokes. And you can make a lot of power. You can make power on the high end, but they don't make a lot of torque. Compare that to like an American muscle car, right? American muscle cars have those V8s, like the Windsor motor in the truck, has a very long stroke and a very wide bore. Those engines are more utilitarian in nature, right? So they're truck engines. They're designed to make torque. Why? Because if you're out on the farm in the middle of the United States, out on a farm, and you're carrying like tons of bales of hay, you need the torque. You need that leverage to move the damn thing. An engine that makes a lot of power is of no use to you, right? And that's the industry that's what drove the American automotive industry. Like all this in the beginning, like you didn't want to have to move stuff around with a damn horse, right? You can move it with a truck now. and all you need to put in is gas. That's what Henry Ford, for instance, that's what his selling point was. Nope. There's an extension cord right there, baby.
Is it plugged in? Here, no, I'll just...
No, it's tied up.
Is this gonna be on camera? I just want to make sure I'm not on camera.
No.
I don't want chat to see my code.
Well, that's junk. Literally. Somebody tied up an extension cord. Look, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
What about this one?
What the, I've been bamboozled. Why is this not in the trash? Oh, for Pete's sake. That's fine. Does it have both ends?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. All right. Oh.
You done anything on your truck today?
Yeah. Okay. DIY extension cord. Yeah, I mean, if you want some direct current at 120 volts, yeah, have fun. Guys, give me 1 second. I gotta move some stuff around.
Something about this doesn't seem right.
Something about this doesn't seem right. It's an extension cord. What? I don't understand. What could go wrong?
Electrical part. Like, look,
What? It's a cord. Just plug it in. Yeah, so?
it just seems loose. That's all.
It's because it's an industrial cord.
It just didn't want to break me.
Is this okay?
That's perfect. You're wonderful. I love you.
Yeah, points.
I'm gonna go potty. Thank you again.
All right, have fun. You've been owled. Savage, Snap.
What does that mean?
Snap said that.
What does that mean?
You've been owled. I don't know. Means nothing.
Oh.
Okay. She's working. Snap, she's working. She has a laptop. She's working in the driveway. Oh, hey, man.
My car's all inspected.
Oh, nice.
It's all inspected.
Cool. All right.
What are we up to today?
I'm fixing the wire harness.
I'm fixing the wires.
Yep.
It's all right.
I don't know. Yeah. Mr. EJ's here, everyone.
Fixing the
So
wire. Hi guys.
I'm trying to see how like this is all.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm unspaghettiing it. When I put this together first, I did it just to see if it works and to learn what the hell I was doing. It works, yeah.
Does the horn work?
No,
Not gonna pass inspection.
it's the steering column, not the horn. I fixed this. I took that apart.
So all you gotta do is run the wire, right? Scrape a spot on the steering wheel.
Geep.
Ground it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Ground it.
She-
Bye fellas.
Snap. She's trying to conjure up some magic so the Red Wings no longer suck. Oof.
What?
Snap says you're working outside and you're conjuring black magic to make the Red Wings not suck.
They just beat Chicago. Not last night, but a couple days ago.
Well, Chicago's the worst team in the league.
Woo! Woo!
Well, then that's not as impressive as I wanted it to be.
Someone's taller than me? No. That's my dad, Dawson. Yes.
That's Papa J.
Yep.
They can't hear me.
So, yeah, I mean, we kind of went into a little diatribe about engines, but yeah, ignition timing, concluding that whole thing, ignition timing depends on bore, it depends on stroke, it depends on compression ratio. There's a bunch of things. Yes?
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I literally heard the thing go blong.
I did too, and then it did, and then it stopped. I don't understand.
Just, if you run out of batteries, let me know, okay? Love you too. Do you know the streamer Cone Dodger 240? No, I don't. All right. Anyway, let's get back to this. So we got to figure out how we're gonna. So I'm gonna separate this all out. So what do we have here? This one is the left front signal. Okay. Excuse me. And this is the right front signal. Okay. So I'm going to try to put the turn signals together. Ooh. Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't mind doing this, guys, but I can see why people hate this. It's just like wiring a computer. It's a big pain in the friggin' butt. Okay, so I see a lot of green and gray. So Snap, this is a GM harness. It's a well, not a knockoff of a GM harness. It's a universal kit that I bought, and it's based off of a GM harness. So all the colors should correlate to a GM car from the 80s. So like, this is the headlights. Low and high right there, and then these are the plugs that I use to put them in. But see, like, everything is mismatched, everything is different lengths, and once again, I didn't know what I was doing, so I'm gonna go back and fix everything, and that should get us where we need to go. Once again, I basically used this harness to practice, and I said, like, if I screwed it up, I really didn't screw anything up. Everything's fine. I just didn't get the one thing I didn't get right was the lengths. See, like, the lengths are all wrong. But I can fix that. That's no problem. Yeah, I don't mind doing cable management. It's cool. I actually kind of enjoy it. All right. So I did sheet this up with electrical, and I can't move it. One thing that I'm quickly learning when you're wiring a car is to start at the fuse box and work, start at the fuse box and work your way out. Just bashed my head on the catch hook on the hood. That's, yeah. Well. Would removing the hood help with the bumping? Nah. I mean, yeah, it would, but the hood weighs like 150 pounds, man. It's solid steel. They hadn't really understood efficiency yet in the 50s. Okay. Just undoing all the work that I did already. So I put the connectors way over here for this. What I honestly should have done is ran these wires and did the connectors for both left and right here, and made a big junction. That probably would have been the right thing to do. But, oops. Need a carbon fiber hood. I don't think that would look right on this truck. With that being said, gee, people have done it. People have put carbon fiber hoods on the 59 before because they're making dragsters. It actually, dude, it doesn't look too bad. So the other thing that they do is to save weight, they take out the inner quarter panels and stuff, and that looks kind of cool, dude. I kind of dig it, to be honest with you. All right. All right, so oh man. Okay. Okay. Alright, so the new light harness, or how I'm going to bunch these wires up, I'm going to start basically I'm going to run a new wire over here. Okay. Alright, so the brown wire is, what is this one? This is the turn signals. So brown is the turn signals. And then blue wait, why would the brown turn signal wire split? That can't be right. Brown. Left front signal, right front signal. That splits. Then what is this? Right turn signal. Why would it split in two ways like that? I don't know. Whatever. I'm trying to basically isolate all the headlight stuff over here. And then we'll cut it to length and then we'll go. Do you ride motorcycles? No. Nope. Oh, no two wheels for me, man. It's not a good idea. And then this one is, that's the horn. So the horn can go with this. And then we have our headlights here. And then I have my, what is this? It's front left. Okay. So this brown wire's got to be the flashers. The brown wire is the one that splits to two. That's the flasher. This is the flasher wire. So that's for the emergency lights. This is left and right turn signal right here. Right? Then, where's that horn relay? There's the horn right there. Cool. Went for a ride on Sunday, 92 Yamaha 650. Nice, Ordon. Hell yeah, man. I need a quad. Oh, gee. Dude. Gee, dude, I did all kinds of dumb stuff when I was younger, man. I don't think a quad, and that was on a bicycle. I don't think a quad is a good idea. You should have seen the dumb stuff I did on go-karts when I was younger. It's probably not a good idea, man. I'm just putting it out there. All right, there goes the third brake wire. Okay, so this is the headlight stuff. And once again, the headlights are coming from the foot switch. So now I have this is all the stuff that goes to the front right here. That's all isolated now. So now it's just really cutting it down to size. How should we do this? Yeah, no, I don't trust myself on a bike, to be honest with you. I know me, and I know I like doing dumb stuff. I like going fast. It's not smart. That's not a good idea. Plus, Brimo forbade me, so that pretty much because she had a relative hurt themselves on a motorcycle. So, yep, that plan's not happening, guys. Unfortunately, I know it would be fun, and I would love to ride. That would be amazing. All right, so this third brake line is going with the light harness here, but I don't need that. So that's a wire that I'll delete out. Once again, we don't have a third brake indicator, because third brake indicators didn't come in on US cars until the 80s and the early 90s. All right, so let's figure out how we want to do this. So you have your main headlight control going out right here. And that's also tangled up. Oh man, this is a mess. But once again, like, it's a mess, but it was my first try, so whatever. So, oh man. When I take the harness out, I'll fix the spaghetti in there. So let's just run the wires here to length, right, and go from there. So how do we want this? Here, come in here, take a look. So chat, I have the I got to make sure the camera wires don't get hung up with the regular wires. I'll just hold it. It's fine. All right, take a look. So this is all my wire stuff here. This is the two wires for the foot switch, right? And then from the foot switch, you have your main headlight wires right here, these two. So I basically have to make a T-junction right here. How should I do that? How do you think I should get that done? Should I make connectors right here? See, I want to basically just make a list of all the type of connectors that I need, and then go on McMaster Car and just buy all the connectors that I need, and then we can cut them all in. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind them coming out like this. It teeing off like that does look a little weird. Huh. This is all for the ignition over here. That's brakes. Did my chat die on the phone? No? Okay. You guys are still here. Do you get grandfathered in on something like that? Isn't a third brake light a law? It's a 59. The VIN registers as a 59, so no. You do not have to. You good? All right. I'm trying to think, Uller, how I should do this, and I'm asking you guys, and this is not so much about engineering applications. So like, don't be like, oh, I don't know much about wiring, so I don't know how this works. No. This is supposed to look. I want this to look cool. Like, what do you think would be the? This is strictly looks at this point. So, I don't. We could make the electrical harness go right here. And how cool would it look if I sheathed it up right here, and then we put wire mounts right here and had it just run straight with the firewall? That would be pretty rad. I kind of like that. What is that red box? This is an ignition system. It's an ignition box. This is something that didn't come on the regular truck, John. And dude, I'm not sure how much English you know, dude. I'll be honest with you. It's called a multiple spark discharge box. It basically, on these older cars, to make them work more reliably, it sparks the spark plug 3 times, and instead of just one, and it just makes the thing a little bit more reliable. Like the truck will start up. It's easier to make combustion with it. They'd be easy to get to if heat and wear aren't issues there. I don't see heat being a problem up here. We're far away from the exhaust manifolds. It's not going to get very hot in this area of the truck. All right. And it's easy to troubleshoot and fix. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's what we should do. I should have all the wires running right here for this side. And then on the other side, I have you have your ignition systems over here. So I'm not sure how well you guys can see it. But so I have a voltage regulator right here. The ignition solenoid is right there, right? And then the alternator and the starter motor wire is down there as well. Dude, we could run the wires like right here on the sides on each side of the truck, and that would look really cool. Or, and this is tough mode. Another cool thing that you could do is relocate this. Take this box. I just put it there because that's where the original ignition module was. We could take it and we could put it underneath the dash or something and put it inside the truck. That would look cool because there wouldn't be as many wires up here. That's kind of neat. I don't mind that. The starter solenoid, I absolutely have to move the starter solenoid because I cut the quarter panels for the front end. So the starter solenoid, which is electrical, is exposed to the wheel well. So if I ever drive in the rain and it shoots water up at the starter solenoid, well, the starter solenoid and the voltage regulator regulate power to the entire system. Yeah, that's like pouring water on a power supply on a computer. You don't want to do that. Bad idea. You should make your harness with zip ties and you can mount it along the wall. It would look like this. King, let me go over to the computer. Like, dude, I want people to open it up and be like, whoa. Oh. You want an RGB truck?
I want an RGB truck.
Nah, King, I want to get mil-spec connectors, dude, because overkill is underrated. Like the twist connectors, dude. Those twisty boys. I think that would be really sick. All right. EJ, did you hear they did helicopter on Mars? No way. No way. You crazy. Jeez. Okay. So this is this goes to the coil right here. That wire needs to go right here. So you want connectors from the lowest bidder. I see what you did there. All right. Okay. So, what do we think? Game time decision. How do we want to do this? I don't mind the ignition box right there. That's fine. It's really okay. I do need to move that solenoid. We need to drill new holes for the starter solenoid. That's really important that it's not near where it splashes water. Are you going to encase the wires? Yeah. That's what I'm getting ready to do, King, right now. I need to clean up the harness before I go to sheath it off, and then I need to, yeah, well, basically that's it. I need to clean up the harness before I go to sheath it. This was just a mock-up, dude. I used this harness to learn. I didn't know how to I don't know how to wire a truck. Or I didn't know how to wire a truck until now. It's actually not that bad, to be honest with you. It really isn't that big of a deal. It's not as, like on an old car like this. A new one, I don't know, maybe. But a new one, believe it or not, guys, a new one is just this. It's literally this, but everything is sheathed up and everything has a custom connector. So it's a little bit, in that regard, it ends up being a little bit more complicated. But the physics behind it hasn't really changed too much. I'm gonna take all my light stuff here. And I'll just, all the light stuff, the horn. Yeah, so highs, lows, left signal, right signal, directional, or emergency lights. Yeah, we can make this go all the way to about here. Use the MSC knowledge. Yeah, right. Okay, so we got it straight. We got it straight here. Now look, some of these things need to end basically right here. And look at how much extra slack I have. Yeah, we got to cut all that slack out, guys. Like really cut all of it out. And it sucks because I'm going to have to redo some of my connectors, but and it also sucks because some of these wires split, and that means I'm going to have to redo the split on the wires as well, which also blows, but hey, whatever. I should have done this the first time, but once again, didn't know what I was doing, so we'll make this go basically right to here, and then loop them. I suppose I could, dude. But really, do we want to do that? Do we want to put all those, like, do we want to have an extra, like, 20 feet of wire repair loops in here? Do we really want that? They're already labeled, King. Don't worry. Every wire has the name of what it does etched onto it, and it won't show up on camera. It's text. So I don't need to worry about that. Can't wait to start streaming again after exams. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not worried about it. I can solder repairs on it, dude. Yeah, Nolte, I will. Now, what we got to do is I have some basically auto store bullet connectors, right? That's not, I don't know if I should, I kind of want to like get better connectors, you know? Like with these better connectors, It's like better, like these bullet connectors are fine, but water can still get in on these. That's why they don't use bullet connectors anymore. Huh. I want to upgrade it. Have you seen the butt connectors that solder? Yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we're doing a lot of theory crafting in here today. So, what I'm going to do... Yeah, see, I didn't even cut those to length. You know what, dudes? I want better connectors. Bullet connectors are cool, and that's cool to learn, and I know how to do it. I want better connectors. Let's go on McMaster and see what we can find. Is that a Supra? Yeah. All right. Hey, guy, or guess, I always say guy, I don't know why. Real, what's going on? How are you? Got any welding that needs to be done? I have weeks open. Let me know when you want me to come up. Actually, King, Cornet could do with some floorboards, rockers, if you want to come up here and do that. How's your day so far? It's fine, Dev. Just got a nice, relaxing, chill stream here. There's another website that I wanted to check out. Hold on. There's Wire Care. I saw this on a YouTube's video the other day. Let's see what we got. Got him. This has all kinds of good stuff. Oh. Oh. Hey. Finnegan. Nice. Yeah, see? We got douche connectors. See these big douche connectors? These are great. See? This is what I'm looking for, actually, believe it or not. They're called Deutsch connectors. I know what they're called. Shut up. So this is like more of a factory looking thing. That's kind of what I want. I don't see, like, what do we do for OEM? Like what is OEM? What does that mean, you know? You got Domino's Public? That's cool. Awesome. Actually, Hellfish, you know what I should ask? What would a race car use? I wanted to go with the screw-on connectors. I like these, the heavy-duty stuff, just because it looks cool. So how old is Motorcraft? Motorcraft came around in the 50s, if I'm remembering right. Dude, Wire Care is dope. This is like McMaster Car, but it's more specialized towards cars. Shut up. Be quiet, women. Oh, that could be useful. Oh, I don't know what you said. Thank you. All right, whatever. Let's see. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Dude, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I'm just looking at different connectors. I'm on a website called WireCare, drummer. This site's pretty rad, actually. Dodge connectors are very nice, but also expensive. What? Huh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, this site is dangerous. This site's dangerous too. Have you saved the NEM module? No. I know that they're working on it. What did they do? They announced that that it's like the core node for the new station or whatever. Well, that sucks. It sucks that that's how that played out, but it is what it is, man. So we need to really kind of figure out how we want to do this. There's 8 socket plugs, there's 6 socket plugs. Let's go with 4. 4 is what we're looking for right now. $10 of them for $25. $25 for 45, 50 for 80 for. Those are nice connectors, man. I mean, this isn't that bad. These aren't that bad at all. See, I would like to replace all the bullet connectors with that. That's what I want. Check the GT series OEM connectors. Okay. You're going to need to pin the wires. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how to use these, to be honest with you. I'd imagine you just put the wire in there, like you probably crimp the wire around a piece of metal, right? And then you put the metal in there. Because like all these are just bullet connectors. They're just bullet connectors inside of a plastic housing, right? Like that's how that works. Like you have to crimp the wires around these things and then you have to put them in to make the plugs, right? The contact points, right? I mean, we could go with bullets now if you want to. Just use the bullets. You need a specific terminal and a crimper. Huh. I mean, it's a game time decision. I would say, you know, we'll do it right now. We could do it with bullets right now, and then later we'll switch it up, but that's not happening. You and I both know that's not happening. Does it run yet? Judo, you saw it run. What are you talking about? Of course it runs. I showed you the clip, you dope. You dang muppet. Drummer, is he being a muppet right now? Can I call him a freaking muppet? Prick. Wanker. You freaking muppet. Does it run now, though? If I turn the key right now, yes, it'll run. I'm not doing that though, because it's running open headers. That's a really bad idea. Prove it. No. Open headers. Gunshots. People don't understand the difference, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, okay. Freaking Brimo over here giving me crap. You no fun. Serious right now? All right, so. Yeah, but you're on stream, so you're not fake. Okay, so the brown wire, where it splits is not too bad. So here, I'm gonna run, that wire can go right there, and we'll have it curve around the horn to the harness. I mean, you know what, we'll bullet connector it for now. I mean, if it becomes a problem, I'll fix it. I don't think it will, but if it does. The wires from the camera are getting mixed up with the wires from the freaking harness. And you guys can't see that. That's good. Kind of looks like it. If it has a problem, it could start a fire. I don't think it will, Hellfish, as long as I clean these connectors up, you know? But also at the same time, I mean, I don't think these are gonna, I mean, even these bullet connectors, I sheath both sides and it's not, fires are cool though. Yeah, but I don't want fires inside of my truck, dudes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really want that. Do it properly the first time. Well, you ideally want the fire to be inside of the engine and not the outside. Ideally, like that's what would be preferable.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh, that's hot. Yeah, all these are all different lengths, dudes. Judo, 47 months. Thanks, man.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I keep harping on doing it right. Please do this one right. Bullets are fine in the cab. They're not fine in the engine bay. All right, fine. Fine. Let's go look for connectors then. The wire care douche assembler, okay. you have a schedule for when you're doing the suspension? The suspension is pretty much good to go. I mean, I could do the bushings on the front leaves, but I mean, yes. Make it all USB-C. It's not really good for water. Oh, man. Okay.
Get that one.
Okay. Yeah.
No?
So,
Okay.
I mean, we could.
That was EJ for go back and do your job.
All right, so what I think we should do is we should write down basically what type of connectors we need. I'll just make a list. Yeah, no, I get you, Helfish. Yeah, no. We should split it all into a list, right? Like, okay, I need a four-way connector here. I need a four-way connector over there. Should make a list of stuff, and then I'll do the research a little later tonight. I think that might be the right way to do this. Yeah, that's probably how we should do it. That'd probably be the best way. Because then I can go off stream when we're not looking through all this, or we can do it for an early hours or something sometime. We'll go off stream and we'll figure out what we want. So, anybody want to make the list? You guys, Hellfish, you want to? Here. It's a pain in the butt for me to write something down. I got no place to do it. Make the list. Judah's like, I'll make the list. All right. We'll have multiple lists for redundancy. I don't really have a problem with that. Okay. So, we'll start with the lights. All right. So, how do we want to do this? Get the notepad, dog. That's right. All right, so at the front of the light harness on either side, we have four, at each headlight kind of area, we have 4 wires. So you have your turn signal, high beam, low beam, and then the flash of the emergency lights. So that's a 4 connector here and a 4 connector over there. So that's 2 4-pin connectors right there, right off the bat. We'll start at the front and we'll work our way back. You're the pad now, dog. So we'll do this by how many wires we need per connector. So a 4-pin connector will go here, right? And then and a 4-pin on the other side. You're the pad now, dog. And then a single pin connector needs to go here for the horn. We need a single connector here. So that's a 1-pin, right? Now, see, all this is different lengths. So I'm debating just cutting my bullet connectors out that I had. We know they work. You have a 4-pin, another 4-pin, and a single pin right now. Okay? Yeah, drummer, if you want to, go ahead. I mean, the more lists, the better. Then we can compare and contrasts. Contrasts is not plural. All right, so I'm going to bite the bullet. Let's do this. I'm also going to make sure the battery is nowhere near this thing when we do this. So I'm going to take the battery out. It was already disconnected. I'm not going to work on it when there's power. That's stupid, but I am going to take the battery out completely. I don't want anybody to come down here and mess with this. And if the harness is halfway done, it'll start a fire. All right, so left front light, guys, is a 4-pin connector. The right front is also a 4-pin. I'm gonna get my wire cutters out. And we're gonna cut this and we're gonna do this right. So we need a 4-pin here. And what I'll do while we're working through this, I'll cut this all the length, okay? I'll cut these wires to how they need to be. I might have to extend these. I won't do these parts of the connectors just yet. And then we need a single pin for the horn, right? And then you know what? We will run this over here like this. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is get some painter's tape, and I'm going to tape the harness down in certain areas with painter's tape to get it mocked up to where I need it to be. So we'll budget out exactly what we need right now, because I want to finish this stupid thing. It's been 9 years. Damn it. It's been 47 years. Okay. Don't worry, if anybody's just popping in, me taping these with painter's tape is not permanent. Please don't judge. That is not how I want that to be. Okay, so then we got one for the beep 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 beep. Plug that in right there. It can lay on the horn. That's no problem. All right. Dang horn wire. I'm going to cut the electrical tape that I used here. I'll just use the painter's tape to mock it up. It's a less permanent solution. So I was using electrical tape to bunch it all up, and I thought that may have been the good idea, but that was before I decided to go crazy with this. It's going to be fun though. It's going to be amazing. So, what do you guys think would be the right application here for the light harness? Do you want the light harness split? And if so, where do we split it? And then on top of that is, where do we make it go? Like, where does it split? Where does the connection happen? We have not finished It Takes Two yet. Now, it's a good game though, dude. I was very surprised. It's really, really nice. It's a really nice game. So my horn wire is a little short. Charlie Duke style, you know what I'm saying? You're a little short there. What? Yeah, no, Judo. I never knew about them until that game. That game is very good, man. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of playing N64 back in the day. All right. See, I hate that one wire is shorter than the other. It's pissing me off. You know what? I'm going to cut it. I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. Oh man, all that work that I did. Okay. All right, I'm committed. I cut the stupid harness. It doesn't work anymore. Well, part of it doesn't. Most of it does. Okay, so we'll have a 4-pin connector here, and then I want the wires to go up here, and then they'll loop around and connect. They'll loop around over the horn. Don't have a problem with that, that's fine. The horn wire is too short, okay? So I'm gonna cut wires. I doubt it. I'm seriously gonna cut the wires that I need to change the length of. This would have been easier to do the first time, but it's all right. And I'll keep this one as a guide for the right length that we need. All right, the next one here, what's this? Right front. So this wire is going to go up here like this. Okay, so that wire splits. It goes right here like that. I'm going to tape that up against the back of the core support right there. There we go. And then we have the extra brown wire right there, brown. And then we have the horn wire as well, but the horn wire is too short. So I'm gonna have to extend those guys. All right, now over on the other side here, we'll run all the wires here thus far. Okay, so the light harness wires are really where this is gonna get a little weird. All right, so these guys right here, I have like 6 feet of extra slack. The thing is that these wires, because they're the headlight wires for the high and low beams, they split. See that? The wires split, but the splits are 6 feet down the damn line. So what I think I'm gonna do is we'll cut them out. I'm gonna cut them before the split right here. So I'll cut both of these wires here, and then we'll run the lengths that we need, and then I'll cut it here at the length that we need as well. All right, so where do we want to split these? I'm going to leave a little bit of extra slack on this one. So Hellfish, this is where I'd ideally want these wires to split, right? Right where this connector splits off. See how it goes goes there. So I'm going to leave a little bit of extra slack, and we're going to cut them. So these wires need to split. And now, at the other end of the wires, I have the split right here. I mean, so this basically just needs to connect right here, and I just need to cut that extra slack out. Split somewhere that's clean and easy to get to. Yeah, I mean, this area is fine around the horn. It's totally okay. So I'm going to plug it into the left front, right? Oh man. This is gonna get crazy. All right. So the split, I already have the split right here. I should just cut and splice the split in. Oh no, this wire is too short. I cut that wire too short. Damn. All right, well. Yeah, a lot of these are cut too short, man. Luckily, the light harness is like the worst part of this. The light harness is where I screwed up the worst because that was the first thing that I did. So it's not too bad, right? But so what I'm doing is I'm plugging in the headlight wires where I cut them, and I'm going to try to make the splits in the same spot, but I don't think I cut the wires to length correctly. Oh no. Okay, the splits are in the right spot. Excellent. Cool. That's very nice, actually. Very nice, eh? Excellent. All right. Those splices don't look up to code. Yeah, that's why we're redoing them. I just did this to learn. Man. Or are you talking about the slices on the harness? Yeah, I mean, I guess. Hey, sweetheart. Can you remind me that I need to buy like a LED light bar or something? Like, you know that thing that we used at the 3D printer?
Yeah.
That big LED array? I need to buy another one for this.
Are you talking about the
Because it's hard to see. It's hard for me to see.
what the IKEA lamp?
No. No, 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 no. When we upgraded the printer, I put the... When we...
Oh, the one that doesn't work now?
What?
The one that doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah, like that. But yeah. I'm just organizing what I have here. I need these to be the same length. There. They're the same length now. I'm going to keep the lights together. All right, so now over here, it looks like we got some extra slack on the brown, and this is where the other 4 connector will be. But I think that extra slack will be okay. I can fix it later. I'll just leave that in the lines here. So now the split, once again, just using painter's tape to mock this up. It won't stay like this. This is just for mocking up. All right, so now I have my 2 wire connectors here, and then this is where we need to split it. Yeah, there's a little bit of slack. See it right here? See the purple? I'm gonna pull the slack through. There we go. And I'll leave the open amount of slack down here. See, I'm worried, guys, that I'm worried that I'm gonna forget what goes where. I don't think I will, because I wired it, so I don't think that's gonna be too big of a problem. But it's still, I'm still like, The mic has some gnarly interference going on. What? Really? Test, 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 test. Yeah, I could always use the videos as reference. Okay, it's not on. All right, that seems like you. Like, I'm like, my gut's telling me to not do this, but also at the same time, I know good and well, like, the only reason it's like, no, like my gut's like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, is because I already did it. You know, we already set it up. I already wired it. It works. You know, like I'm cutting up a wire harness that works, but also, you know, I was learning, so let's fix it and do it right. I mean, I'm almost wondering if buying another harness would be a good idea, and doing it right the first time. I'm wondering if that would take less work. Okay. I got the spot where we need to split. It's right here. I'm going to leave a little bit of extra slack. Ow. Oh, Gord, they're all labeled. Dude, they're color-coded and then they're labeled. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not too incredibly worried. Like, I'm worried something will, like, fall down there and I'll miss it, and then I'll start the truck and then it'll be like freaking Casino up in here when he gets into the car. You know? That's what I'm, like, worried about, man. Buzz. So, I gotta cut this. And then this one is going to go here. Is your old room still the same? No. No, my mom made that her, my mom, Judo, made that her office when COVID hit, so it's her office. there's still my stuff in there. Some of the stuff is in the same spot. Like if you looked at the old streams and then compared it, you'd be able to recognize it, but it looks completely different now. I mean, the split, I could probably solder it right. I mean, I could probably solder it right now if we sheath the wires and everything. Take your time with it, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do this. This doesn't need a damn butt connector. I mean, I don't need a special connector to do this. It's just a wire split. So I'm gonna cut it and we're gonna get this done right now. Let me get the soldering iron out. Just gonna keep these, just gonna tape them together temporarily. Yeah, I'll do that for both of these now. Be easier that way. Where's my soldering iron? Bingo. I'll use the one that Sawyer gave me. It's wicked nice, dude. Wicked nice. It's a butane soldering iron. Look at that. And then does this thing use batteries or something, or? That's butane. Whoa. Yeah, that's hot. That is, yeah, that's hot. Sweet. Yeah, that is hot. All right, I got that. I got my solder. Let's get going. Whew. Yeah, that's toasty. Very toasty. Yeah, no, there's no batteries, dude. All right, so I'm going to unsheath these wires and we're going to solder this sucker. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this. Let me see if I can get you guys like a better shot. See, when I had the camcorder, this all could zoom. It doesn't, the GoPro doesn't zoom in. Unless I might be able to manually do it. Hold on. You burnt your thumb on a soldering iron before? That hurts. Let's see. Configure the video. Can we like zoom in? Nope. No zooming in with the GoPro. Oh well. Yeah, basically a modified lighter. Yeah. That pretty much seems like that's what it is. You know what really sucks? I just touched my elbow to that when I was going in here like this. I just touched my elbow to that, and yeah, the back of my elbow is in fact burned. Spoiler alert, it's pretty hot. Yeah. Yeah, that's what just happened. Yeah, that hurts. That is in fact really hot. Just thought I'd let you guys know that it's a little toasty. See, Brimo sits here and says, dumb, sits here and acts like that won't happen to her if she was doing the same thing. That's the funny part. Okay. All right, so I take the 3 greens, right? And then I got to get heat shrink. When the feeling's right. You have to stop recording to zoom in. I mean, it's not recording, but all right. No, none of those are going to work. Still want to ride the bikes in the left corner? This might be a little bit too big. And I'm out of the medium ones, damn it. All right, well, we're going to have to botch something. Not botch it. I'm going to have to get creative here. So what I'll do, we'll take a bunch of these guys and we'll sheath them over a bunch of times on it. That should do it. So mock up what we want. Okay. The big one will work, you think so? All right, I got to remember how to do this. So I think what we do is we twist one of the coppers on here, right? And then we can take the other one and we could twist that over everything. You're supposed to tie a knot basically with the copper. Cool. All right, that'll work. I'm putting the heat shrink on now. Crimping requires, yeah, burning bullet. See, that's the thing, you know. I was crimping wires when I made this harness, and then somebody came in and said, you shouldn't crimp them, everything should be soldered. So, you know what? I already got the soldering iron out, so this one is getting soldered, my dude. They were wrong. Well, that person's an electrical engineer, so, I mean, you know what that tells me? If half a chat tells me one thing and half a chat tells me the other thing, that means it's an application thing. That's what I've noticed. It comes down to application. Chat being inconsistent? Yeah, Swifty, that does happen. But it's all right. I mean, that tells me that it's just application. This will work just fine. I know this will work just fine. 50% of the time, chat's right. Every time. What if I crimp on top of this? What if we crimp and... Ready? Yeah, baby. Oh, that smells terrific. You gotta heat up. You gotta heat up kind of underneath this, and then you gotta heat it up enough to let the solder kind of melt in. But see, I always like just doing. Get the solder all over the wires. Spread the stuff all over. And then if you heat underneath, right, after you lay the solder down, it takes a second, but if you heat underneath the thing, it'll melt right through. That's hot. Okay, I'm going to turn that off for a second. I'm going to put it over there. I don't think I got it all the way through. Because if you turn this all the way over, I mean, it's stuck in there. It's definitely not going to move. But you know what? I gotta get at it again. I gotta kind of get at the bottom, man. I gotta let the solder drain through, but it doesn't want to. There we go. See, I'm trying to heat up underneath the copper and then let the solder seep through. It takes a second. There we go. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. I got it. That seeped right through. So now, if I turn this, oh yeah. Yeah, that's not going nowhere. Is that an instant hot soldering iron? It's something, Clayton, that's for sure. All right, so now what we'll do, see if we can get the heat shrink. One. I put 3 things on, so I'm gonna double wrap it. Sure to always double bag. Am I right? Got him. Did you just call me weird? No? Okay, that's one. Hey, Evil Race, what's up? Did you just say, can the sun come out again, please? Yes, I did. Sweet. Yeah, I know, Bank. Yeah, I made sure I put it all on there. All right, cool. There's the split. Done. Clean job. Thanks, man. All right, is that hooked up? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So now, with my kind of redone slack that I have on this wire, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this taut and we're going to mock it up, at least for the gray or the green wire that we just did, right? And then down at the end, we'll figure out the exact slack that we need. Did you check for continuity before the shrink wrap? I didn't. I mean, Barney, I'll be honest with you, man. This is my first time messing with this stuff. And I did get the harness to work before, so I know what it needs. I know what needs, but I'll get my multimeter out for the next time, and we'll make but I don't know if it needs that until after. I mean, it doesn't help that you set it after the fact, man. But let's learn it the right way, you know. Like, I don't know how you're gonna. I was thinking about putting the battery back on, but I don't want to do that. Putting the battery back on would be a good way to test continuity or make a fire. Could be either one. I'm pretty sure that one's okay. I did do most of the soldering for this one, dude, and I know how to solder, so I'm not too incredibly worried. Do I? Yeah. So I just made this and I cut out all that extra green over there.
Why?
Because there was too much. There's too much slack. You know? Way too much slack, do you know?
Do you know?
Do you understand? Do you understand what I said to you, pussycat? Huh? My elbow hurts. You know why my elbow hurts?
Why?
Because I burned it.
Where, do you need like a Band-Aid or something? I can't even tell where.
No? Alright, cool. Sweet. Primo's here.
Primo is here. Hi, Chet. How are you doing today? I still have 45 minutes of work, but I'll just say hi. Make me the new hi there emote.
Make Brimo the new hi there emote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm leaving now. I gotta get back to work.
Gotta move those mouse. Gotta move the mouse.
Gotta type that code.
And move the mouse. I only needed a Band-Aid for my pride. And when I set that down there too, I'm like, yeah, that'll work. That'll be fine. All right, so now I'm gonna cut the extra slack out of the green wire because I had a little bit of extra. I left some. Actually, you know what? Let's wait until we get the connectors to do that. I'll cut off my pristine bullet connector. It's a shame. Okay. And another thing I'm going to need is more, I'm going to need more slack for the horn. We're going to need a little bit more. So what color is that wire? It's actually the same green. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's very close. It is. All right, cool. So I'll take some of my extra slack that I already have and we'll use that for the horn extension. So I'm going to see how much extra I need. Who does Brimo work for? A tech company, dude.
None yet.
Yeah, she doesn't want to say, dude. She works for a tech company around here doing front end development. She's software nerd, dude. I wouldn't know nothing about that, man. Seriously, software is black magic to me. Like, I get it, but also I really don't. Swifty's like, software? I love that. She's a nerd. I mean, Swifty, for what it's worth, I met Brimo on Twitch. I mean, for what that's worth. She was definitely an EJSA groupie, just saying. Those don't exist. I'm just gonna go outright and say it. That doesn't exist. There's no such thing as that. I'm pretty sure we scared off all the girls a long time ago. Brimo stayed because we're in a relationship. Let's be real. That's how that probably panned out. Judo's like, I'm a groupie. That wasn't a groupie. That was a roadie. Roadie, mate. Roadie. Yeah, but she had really nice tits. Man tits. They were man tits. Because it was a man, you muppet. You guys remember that scene from Vice City? All right, never mind. All right, so this is the horn extension wire. There we go. That wasn't Spinal Tap? I don't think so. I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I got a lot of references up in there, Bernie Bull. All right, so. EJ does the hardware and you do the software, Bree?
Yep.
That's how that works? Yeah.
That's how the 3D printer works.
Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong, woman. Wait, the heat shrinks. It's okay. The cable ends over here. But you're absolutely right. The cable ends. I'll slide the heat shrink on. Brimo's truck autopilot when? Brimo doesn't have a truck. Soon, though. She wants a Bronco. You want a Bronco, sweetheart? Really?
Maybe if I need a new car.
It's not up to temp yet. Autopilot on Freb by Brimo. Yeah, and we can sit in the back seat and then we can watch the autopilot. Oh. Got it, King. Thank you. This thing is dope. A viewer bought this for me. And I was like, why do I need it over my regular soldering iron? And it turns out that this thing is super easy to use because you can shut it off and it won't burn the crap out of you. You can shut the sucker off. Ready? Goodbye. Dun, 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 dun. And it gets hot pretty much instantly, which is really cool. Yeah, I like that, G. It's pretty cool, man. Okay, she ain't moving. Oh, Jay would love you. Brimo's family had a 96 Bronco Eddie Bauer just like that. It was red though, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah.
Berniable, I have a newbie question. Can I crimp this? Like, should we crimp it together? Like, it looks like I didn't. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't want to move. That's hot. Oh crap, is it raining out? I left stuff outside. Hold on. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I left some stuff outside and it started raining. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a mister. Mister. Okay, horn wire is in position. There we go. Cool. He grabbed plumbing solder by accident. Oh God, that sucks. All right. So that can hook up to the horn. There's a single connector there. We got a 4 connector right there. How's the brown wire looking? I left the trash cans outside. I just don't want the trash cans getting all wet. I know that sounds stupid, but this ain't my house, so you respect other people's stuff. This is my folks' house, so as far as I'm concerned, you know, if they keep the trash can inside, I'm gonna keep the trash can inside and not wet. I'm pretty sure it's not a big deal though, but. Okay, I got 3 out of 4 here. That's the horn. And I'm gonna make sure that all this is in the positions that I want it to be, right? And then I'm gonna tape this at the lengths that we need. Right now the length is the shortest wire. And then this one is the horn. So that goes there. We got the new split. And then let me get the horn wire, and I'll tape the horn wire to the horn right now. Once again, just mocking up. This is not, I'm not using painter's tape. Don't worry. Okay, now we got to do another solder here. I gotta do another solder here with these lighter wires. So this one, this blue wire can go over here. So once again, what I'm doing here is I'm cutting down the harness. I put this harness in, but I didn't do it exactly right because I didn't mock up all the wires at the correct lengths that I wanted. And now I ended up having a lot of extra slack in the system. So I have to cut all this back down to make sure that everything has the right length going to the right location. I don't want any extra slack. Well, that's awesome. So we got to do this again, making sure that run goes here, and then I need the fourth wire going to this part of the harness. So I'm going to use some of the slack that I cut out here. I'm going to use some of that to get me the right length to match the rest of the harness. And then I'll leave a little bit of extra there. Go here like this.
A little bit of this. A little bit of that.
What's up, man?
Soda water. Soda water.
Soda water?
Soda water.
Jeez.
How you doing over there, Queen?
Okay. So these are the two coming from right here, and this is going out from the dash, so. Okay. Man, this is all the tedium that happens with just buttoning up little things here and there on the car or truck. This is what makes project cars such a big pain in the butt right here. It's just doing small stuff like this. It really, like, you have like a motivation meter when you work on cars. That motivation meter is like, every time you overcome a big goal when working on it, your motivation for working on the project goes up a little bit. But like, there's only certain things that motivate you. Like doing this, it's not going to add much to the motivational factor to it, but I know it needs to be done. That's why working on the last part of working on project cars, buttoning up all this stuff, it's always a pain in the butt. That's why people never get it done, because it's a real pain in the tail. He says hi, Altio. How much stuff is left on the original to-do list? Clean up the wire harness is pretty much where I'm at. Where did I put the crimpers? Oh, I put them down somewhere. Oh no. I put the crimpers down somewhere. Don't forget the heat shrink. Yeah, no problem. Just gotta find my stupid crimpers, dude. They're in the abyss. Oh no. Where did they go? I didn't drop them, did I? This better not be the it's right in front of me kind of scenario. Yeah, I know, Mab, right? Dude, they were, oh no. Where did I put them? They got to be around. They could not have gone far. Hang on, I'm gonna go look over here. Remo, where'd you put them?
I have no idea.
Where'd you put the crimpers, woman?
I didn't touch it.
It's right there. That right there is not the crimpers. That's the cutter. You didn't touch them? I don't believe you. Maybe they fell. Nope. So these guys right here are shears. I've been using that to cut the tape because I couldn't find anything else. Oh, there they are. They were stuck on the underneath the ignition box. Thanks, King. I don't think they can hear the computer, baby. Bremo's doing a bad. She's watching the news. It's right there. Told you. Yeah, you told me. Bremo's doing it bad. She's watching the news. Oh no. I got the sigh and the death stare, guys.
You brought it up. I wasn't going to.
Why? What's wrong with watching the news? You sure? Why are you willing to hide it? I don't understand.
Because it's going to be Rule 8.
Oh. How do you know though?
Because there's a reason I'm watching it.
Ah. She's keeping informed. Yep. All right, let's get this done. Newsmo. You have become Newsmo. How does it feel? Are you becoming informed, Mo?
I literally, okay.
Why are you getting so upset? I don't
I
understand.
can't say what I want to say to you.
I don't understand.
Because I don't want to start anything. Like you keep poking at me and I can't say what I want to say.
I'm just giving you what? Oh my God.
It's nothing bad.
So why are you freaking out then?
Because I can't say it.
It's something bad. That's what that means. That's translation.
It's not internet appropriate.
It's not internet appropriate. Just slap me. Dude, that's physical violence. That's against terms of service, Judo. Abuse, relationship abuse is relationship abuse. It goes both ways. Okay. Heat shrink is on. Hey, Page Up. Can you maybe tell me about that nose cone test rig? Dude, Page Up, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I have no frigging idea. So I know, from what I can tell, that it's some kind of dynamic test stand. So what does a dynamic test stand do? It tests the dynamic environments that the rocket will go through. Okay, so if that doesn't help at all, the missile knows where it is. What they're doing is they're testing something that they think they're going to encounter when they launch the rocket. That's what that means. They're testing something. A lot of folks have said aerodynamic. It's an aerodynamic test stand to test how the nose cone is going to work through like maximum dynamic pressure, like max Q and stuff. honestly, I think that the folks that are saying that are pretty much spot on. That's got to be it. I can't figure out what else it would be. To be honest with you, I don't know. It's very peculiar. SpaceX usually doesn't make test stands like this. They don't make dynamic test stands. SpaceX usually just throws stuff on the pad and sends it. It's very out of character, I'll say. But once again, it's out of character, but SpaceX is when they're building a super heavy launch vehicle, and whenever you build a super heavy launch vehicle, it gets complicated. So SpaceX might have to resort to testing that's not really conventional for them. And I think that's what that thing is all about. I wonder if NASA asked for it. Maybe. So it's very clear that SpaceX has been in the running for HLS for a long time, per NASA's source selection report. It's very clear, so it might be something that NASA wants. It might not. I don't, Page Up, it's really hard to say exactly what it's for. But what I do know and what I can tell you is that it is a dynamic test stand. And that's pretty much it, dude. There. I gotta wait for it to cool off. It started shrinking the heat shrink. Come on, get up and over there. There you go. Well, I don't think NASA wouldn't want more tests. With the way NASA tests stuff, any more ways that you can any more ways you can validate to prove what you're making before you go to launch it into space or launch people on it, yeah, the better. All right, hang on. Gotta hit this with the... Gotta hit it with the flame, boy. Okay, hit the second part of that. Cool. And then we're going to hit the third part here. Awesome. Yeah, Force, that sounds about right. It's got to be for It's got to be for Aero. It's got to be for aerodynamics, dude. Okay, we relocated the splits, guys. Excellent. Cool. There we go. This right here will be on the flip side underneath here. There's a little lip right there. But yeah. Now everything's all equal length. Just put that there like that. And then right here, is where it'll tee. Right there. Cool. Once again, I'm just using the painter's tape for mock-up. I don't really, if you've been watching the stream, you know that already, but I just don't want someone coming in here thinking I'm masking off a harness with freaking painter's tape. Don't need that. All right, most excellent. So that's definitely a good deal of stuff figured out. I know it doesn't seem like much, but honestly, I after I did this whole light harness area, I cut all this. I mean, I started cutting the wires to the right length and going from there. So now what I'm going to do with the rest of these wires is I'm going to put them here, right? Yeah, see, look, one of these wires I made longer than the other ones. They're all different lengths. Ugh. So tiring. All right, cool. So like, see, now we'll get our connectors, right? We'll get the nice connectors for this stuff. Here, I'll show you. We'll get the nice connectors for this stuff, and then I just undo the painter's tape. We put the connectors on, and then now this harness is ready to go. Now it's ready to be sheathed up. So because it's ready, for the most part, with the exception of the connectors, right, I'll start electrical taping this. Who needs an exhaust hooked up for a test firing? What? I mean, AG, I tested this thing without any exhaust attached to it back in December. Dude, this thing is going to look really freaking cool when it's done. I'm like, I know I was talking about like this isn't that much motivation, but seeing this come together and seeing the wires nice and cleaned up like this instead of like freaking this over here, see all that? It makes it look, dude, that's actually pretty motivating. Oh no, guys, I can't start it right now. No, 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 no. It's running open headers. There's nothing connected to the exhaust. It's exhaust manifold and then that's it. I'm not doing that. That's a real good way to piss off the neighbors. You don't need to do that, trust me. I mean, I get people turning their nose up at me all the time when I drive the car. Dang it. I mean, I have the Cornet sitting in my parents' driveway and it's covered up, but I know that people are like, what are they doing with that crap box? Why is the crap box running the proper? You got people like that around here. There's a lot of yuppies. Ask anybody from like inside of 128 in Boston knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's people really like turning their nose up at you. Well, what is this all? What's all this then? We got people like that. I don't need to deal with that. Yeah, Ryan, yeah. I mean, especially this is like the suburban parts of Newton, so it's like people are like, no, look at that truck. It's so tired. No, it's gross. Make sure you keep it inside so I don't have to look at it. And you're like, I know that's going on around here. I know it is. Oh, Dad's back. You going for a walk? Here, take a look. What do you think? A little bit neater now, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm cleaning it up.
No spaghetti.
No spaghetti. It's just angel hair pasta up in here.
No.
Chat says hi, by the way.
Too thick. Hi. Too thick.
Too thick? So what is it, rigatoni?
No. No. Bucatoni, because it's got a hole in the middle.
Punxsutawney. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Is it a groundhog?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bucatoni.
Yeah.
I just decided what I wanted for my birthday gift. Pulled pork.
Pulled pork.
Yeah.
Thursday night?
No, coming over Sunday, I thought.
Chat says hi. He says hi, but you can't hear him. Stuck up northeast? Oh, Novus, dude. Novus, you would say that I'm surrounded by a bunch of Yankees. And that's not far off, dude. Bunch of friggin' Yankees everywhere. And I know it's kind of pot calling the kettle black, though, huh? But, dude, sometimes, like, even me, I'm like, ah, God. There are good folks around, though. Bunch of people around you have a bypass switch for that exact reason. Yeah, hell yeah, man. I straight pipe the Cornet because, yeah. AG, the Cornet has a resonator and that's it. It has a glass pack resonator on it. That's it. It's straight piped. There's no muffler. If anything, it makes the exhaust louder. It's a resonator. So that's a nice way of saying it amplifies the exhaust. Oh yeah, this is gonna be cool, man. Okay, so we have the horn connector and we have the headlight connectors, right? And oh, I'm just adding this for documentation. Guys, the brown wire on here, I got the directionals reversed. I didn't wire it up here on this part of the harness, and that's down in the headlight bay, so I'm not gonna change it. This is just for documentation. The brown wire attaches to the teal wire, and the teal wire attaches to the brown wire, all right? Just, that's all you gotta know. I messed up the directional in the flasher, okay? So teal wire goes to brown, brown goes to teal in that connection, on the left front, on the driver's side. You got Moderna number 2. Nice, Orion, there you go. Okay, so I can take the painter's tape off here and we can hit it with electrical. I'm sure it's different outside the city. Yeah, it is. Yes. My sibling Novus lives out what we would call the sticks, but it's funny because the sticks here is basically just rural for anywhere else. Yeah, you get out there, yeah, there's normal folks out there. Dude, I like the city, I love it, but as I get older, I'm like, I don't really need to do this. I don't need to do this no more. I just want a garage. And maybe just because summer car basically made me want to buy a tractor. I have no need for a tractor. I still want one. I don't know why. It's bizarre. Don't correct it, just document it. I'd have to go take the whole headlight bezel apart. Maybe we could do that another day. Cheers for the stream. All right, Rob. See you, buddy. You are pro tractor? Oh, yeah? Really? Good to know. All right, so now let's get over here and we can start electrical taping up this. And now what we got to do is we'll follow this junction here. Tractors are useful as hell, Bus. Yeah. So Bus, for you, the kind of people that I'm talking about would be the kind of people that live on the north side of Chicago. And if you're from the north side of Chicago, just relax. You know what I'm talking about. Those guys. What is that person doing on my lawn? Ugh. How dare they walk by with their dog on the sidewalk? Those kind of people. Medium cities are the best. Yeah. Nope, wrong wire. Sweet. Okay. Now we're going to go back over here. Yeah, geek, I know, right? All right. So, see, like this, all this stuff here is ready to get shrunk. We could hit it with electrical, or we could hit it with sheathing. I'm probably going to do both. Just because. Tractors are cool, man. What a useful piece of equipment. I mean, don't tell Predominant, but I see why he likes forklifts. They're useful. I like useful pieces of equipment. That's cool. Nice. This came out good. What do you suppose the 318 in the cornet would sound like with a flat plane crank? Like a pissed off bee, maybe. Like it would sound ridiculous, dude. That looks really good, man. I'm really happy with that. All right, so now over here, what do we want to do? Do we want to put a disconnect and make an engine bay harness here for the lights or no? I don't know, man. I don't know what I should do. What year Coronet? It's a 69? 69 Coronet. It's got a 318 with a 904 torque flight in it. Here, let's see if I can get you guys off the tripod there for a second. Old Ford DSV ridiculous? DFV, yeah. Yeah, Demon, it's right outside. I'll show you it in a second if you want. Jeez. Oh, man. All right, so that's where the main thing goes through. We're either going to have to grommet that or make some kind of connector. One main connector have at the firewall for all of the wires. Oh boy. Okay. That would suck. Yeah, that's a lot of wiring, man. She freaking beauty. Think by and large I did good work. Thanks, man. I restored the whole engine bay, dude. This truck was from the firewall forward, completely disassembled with no harness in it. Nothing. I had this thing down to the bare bones. And I did it in this friggin' garage, man. It's not the best. I can do better, but I learned on this one, and that's why I can do better. We can do way better than this. And hopefully someday I get the chance to show it, to do that, you know. Need a shop. That's how it's done. Yeah, I know. It's just going to be a lot of wires. I don't even want to go and count how many freaking wires come through here. I mean, we're going to need like a 48-pin connector, Hellfish. Do we have a 48-pin connector? Honest question. Is that a thing? It's a 68 GTX. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, that's so cool, man. What a sweet car. Yeah, that's really cool. They exist. I mean, yeah, no, I don't know how many wires is going through there, dude. I'd have to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That's actually not that bad, dude. This 28 wires is not that big of a deal. They definitely make 28-pin connectors. I know my elbow's in the way, sorry. Let's take a look, see what we can see. Oh, hell yeah. See, on wire care, man. See, the DTM stuff only goes up to 12. What about DTP? Yeah, no, 32 would probably be better. You're right. Let's take a look. Oh, cool, man. Yo, that's sick. Two by 16? Yeah. You alright?
Yeah. Work's done. It's 9 o'clock.
Nice. See 216ers. Let's see what that looks like. That's cool. Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff that, yeah, that's cool, man. Let's go back to that other one that we had. This is the 33er. Oh, that's money, dude. That's cool. That'd look so rad. What's the diameter on this thing? Oh, it comes with a gasket too. Hell yeah. Oh, this is off Wirecare. Wirecare is dope, dude. I didn't know about this site until the other day. We could, Shy. I could isolate it. All right, so Hellfish, add a 33 pin connector. What exactly is a Deutsch connector? It's a shielded connector, like this stuff up here. See the plastic ones? They're shielded connector. It's like an OE harness. I like the black to match the rest of the engine bay. All right, Hellfish, add it to the list. Add it to the list. Then we'll get back over here. They're just the plastic clips that hold everything together. Actually, 216ers, Hellfish, might not be a bad idea. Keep all the lights on one and keep all the engine stuff on the other. What do you think? 33 or 16? It's going good, drummer. Yeah, I got a lot. Oh, I got you guys knocked over. I got the wire, the front harness all. Two 16s might end up cleaner and be easier to handle. Yeah, maybe. Keep it at 33 for now and we'll think about it. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Sorry, I'm just thinking about it. Okay. 33 for the bulkhead and then 2 small connectors to split out the lights and the engine wires. Yeah, that'll work. Huh. Okay, I'm thinking about what else we need to do. I mean, okay. All right, so I'm gonna start trying to clean up the rest of this. So I have a wire that's going through here, and I'm not sure what that wire is going to. So there's this, let's start untangling this mess. I think this is what the wires that I put in for the heater box. Yeah, they are. Okay. This is the wire for the heater box. Got it. Okay. This is for the ignition. This goes to, that goes to the distributor. Hey everyone, what's up? I just got it on eBay, Jockey. Oh man, I gotta untangle this mess. See, I just ran everything. I didn't bother to keep it clean while I was doing it, and that's how you have to do this. You have to keep this thing clean as you go, or else you're really gonna have a freaking bad day. All right, so we can get rid of this orange wire. The third break I don't care about. So I'm gonna start feeding that back through. All right. Third break, all right. Pulling it through. Camera probably tipped over, huh? Okay. Did the camera fall down a little bit? Yeah, it did. All right, no problem. I'm going to pull this out because once again, that's to the pro billet. That's to the distributor. That wire is very easy to spot. So I'm just going to pull it out for now just so we can be a little more organized here. Just bought a 79, so I'm going to be doing everything you're doing. All right. Okay, so what are these wires? This wire doesn't go to anything. I know this wire doesn't go to anything because this is for the distributor or for the ignition box. If you have a different type, like I think it's for a Chevy ignition or something, which is fine and whatever. I'm not gonna get up Chevy people's butt today. I'm in the middle of something. Maybe later. So these wires are the brake wires here. All right. What is that, Chris? Hold on, let me check. Whoa. Oh, those are Lucy's solar panels. That's cool, man. That's cool. Very cool. Okay. Oh. Here, I'm gonna put you guys inside of you're inside of the tape roll now. All right, so this is the original wiper. Those are the original windshield wipers right there. This is over here. This is all the lights. So this is the rear lights and the front lights right there. I'm gonna tape that off so we know. Okay, so right here, these three wires, that's the tail lights. So left blinker, right blinker, running lights, and then yeah, and then the tails are dual filament with the brakes. So that should work right there. All right, so we got the light harness. Pretty much all the lights for front and back work, because the reason why the tail lights are coming into the engine bay, you guys can't see that at all. Camera keeps moving, sorry about that. All right, so see, these are all, this is the tail lights, left and right blinker, and then tail and brake right there. This all goes down here, right? And some of this goes to the foot switch for the front headlights, and some of it goes to the aft of the truck. The harness comes out the firewall, and then it goes down underneath, and it runs along the frame. So it's like a 4-beer job, maybe 5. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's okay. It's not the worst. The rest of this, guys, shouldn't be too bad, to be honest with you. Foot switches should make a comeback. You think so? All right. So this wire I don't need. I'm just going to cut it. That's the unused wire. It was sitting on the ignition module for so long. I'm just going to cut that one out. It's unused, guys, so there's no charge going through it or anything, because it's for a Chevy. That's for a Chevy or a Dodge, I think. In case I ever need this for another application, I'll leave it and I'll just tape it into position. Okay, so these wires right here are the brakes, because they're attached to the brake switch. See the switch right here? So when you step on the gas, when you step on the brake, a little shuttle flies up in here and it connects these two wires together, and that's what turns the brake lights on. I don't know where we should, or how we should connect these wires in. Maybe have them go this way. I don't have a lot. I don't have enough slack. Man. Okay. Hellfish, add to the list that I need frickin' the heater box wires, 2 different gauges, man. Ugh, that's gross. Why did I think that would be okay? It's 2 different gauges of wire, and it doesn't need to be. I mean, I'll leave it there because I know it needs to be there for now, but I gotta sneeze. You know what? I'll just go down to the parts store and we'll get some that way. The rest of this is not very complicated, to be honest with you. It's yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. I'm gonna run this underneath the engine wires right there. There we go. That can go in here like this. All right, we can tape these two together right here, the brake wires. So this will pop off here, right? It's gonna have to split off the harness right here because I want it to, yeah, see, I want it to be nice and clean. And this will split off here. And this wire needs to be, the orange wire needs to be extended a little bit. It won't make it. I don't know why I did that way, but that's okay. Hey, Flankin, what's up? Hello from the gate with an hour to spare. Yeah. Sneaky, tell me you got a window seat. I don't know about you, dude. I like sitting there and I like watching the planes taxi around because I'm a loser, remember? I'm not saying you are too, but that's what I do when I go to the airports and I'm early. Because I don't think you can go to the bar yet, dude. Not that you would. I don't think you can go to the bar yet. That's the other place that's the other place that I go. Not because I'm afraid of flying or anything. That's just, it's nice when you're ready to go, ready to get away. Just setting something up on my server. Gonna play a game I used to play 24/7. So like you have 15,000 hours in KS, so you have 15,000. I know about Gary's mod, dude. I played Space Build back in the day, Flacken. A lot of Space Build. Guess who had to get patted down because of a false positive? Yep. Welcome to TSA, dude. Okay. The rest of this stuff is actually pretty clean and pretty straightforward. We're not going to have to do as much cutting. Baby, how you doing over there?
Fine.
You ready to go or what?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Brimo's here.
I am Brindle.
So what do you think? The parts that are taped off. These parts, ignore these parts because I have to get the connectors for it, but
Yep.
that's what it's going to look like. It's going to look something like that.
That'll look good, babe.
See how this is nice?
Yeah,
Nice
and
and,
you're gonna sheathe all this, right?
yep. Ow, you shocked me.
That'll be great.
Yep. Hey, stop looking at Primo's butt. What are you doing? I saw that. What the heck? Are you serious right now? I saw you eyeing it. Don't lie. You were, freak. I saw it. You're looking at my butt? Okay. That's not the direction I thought this conversation was going to go, but all right.
Jack, can we leave?
That's really not, yep, okay.
What?
I didn't think that conversation was going to go like that, but that's fine. It's fine. It's okay. All right. Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like it, guys, but we got a lot of work done today. I'm pretty happy.
Lazio, are you trying to tell me EJ has a better butt than I do?
Savage.
Nonsense.
You're playing a dangerous game, dude. You're playing a dangerous game. playing a dangerous game. What's the car outside? I have the Stang and the Coronet out here. The Coronet and the Mustang are all covered up though, guys. That's awesome. Here, I'll show you guys real quick, real fast, because Brimo and I are about to go for a drive. So, there's the Dodge, there's the Mustang, there's people coming, and I don't want to film them. So I'm not going to, because that's weird. Don't film people unless they ask. So check this out. This is how much wire I cut out of the light harness today that we didn't need.
That's a lot of wire.
It's about 1.5 meters of wire. Put it with my collection of wires. What's your plan with the Mustang and the Coronet? Well, it mostly consists of getting behind the wheel, putting the key in the ignition, and driving it. No, they both run and drive, so I'm not going to do anything with the Coronet until I'm not going to do anything with it until we're done with this. The Coronet, I would like to, honestly, I want to just restore it, but I want to restore it with modern amenities. So like put vintage air, like AC, and basically make the car into a car that you could straight up drive across the US, no problem. Like you could drive it clean across the US, you would never have an issue. Modern cooling. It's not supposed to be a performance car. Like Target, ideally I'd want like 400 horse. Something like that. 400 horse would be just fine. Is that a bicycle in the corner? Those are my parents' bikes. Bikes!
Bikes!
Bikes! Oh, a backup camera. Yeah, you know, you don't, well, tape, I know it's a joke, but it's funny because you don't need those. You know why you don't need those? Because you can see out the back. I know, weird concept. Gonna throw away all my nice butt connectors. Well, we're making progress, guys. We're almost there. Oh, Jam, I save all the wire, dude. That's what those boxes are that I put on the truck at the beginning of the stream. Yeah. Yeah, Jim, that's cool. Right on. So here, check this out. Now that I put all the tools away, take a look. So, how it started versus how it's going. See what I'm talking about? Look at that. I mean, it won't, that's not final, obviously. It's not final, but that looks real good, man. It looks real good. It's coming along very nicely. You know what the funny thing is, though? You guys know why cars have backup cameras. You know, you could say, oh, it's because a person backed up and ran over the kids or whatever. No, they mandated higher standards for a car in a rollover because that happens a lot, right? So the A pillars and the B and the D pillar, B and the C and the D pillars need to be bigger. They need to be bigger. And because they need to be bigger, because the car has to be able to roll over and not, you know, like crush to a certain deformation, right? They made them huge and you can't see out of cars anymore, so they put the backup camera in. They made it so you have to have the backup camera. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's the list. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I can't click on it. It's
Discovery,
asking me
go
to
at
sign
throttle
in.
up.
Niberius, hey, 15-month resub. Thank you. I just,
Discovery,
guys,
go at
like,
throttle
I've
up.
gone on like super rants about this before, but I just can't really get behind looking forward to go backwards. I don't like looking in the opposite direction of where the car is going. I don't like that.
I really don't want to get into this discussion again.
Then don't. All right. Okay, guys. It's date night, so this was a shorter one. I would have finished the entire engine bay. But next week, we'll go through all this. I'll clean up stuff. We'll extend it if we have to in certain areas. And we got to hook up the heater box and everything. And then the harness in the bay is pretty much finished. Huh. Wow. It's going to look good. It's going to look good when it's done. All right. What engine is in it? It's a 302. 302 in there. I agree, Caveman. But yeah, what's that, Phil? SLS core stage from Artemis 1 has been removed from the B2 test stand. Hey, here we go. Let's go, man. That's amazing. Look at that thing. That's, oh, we'll talk about that more on Space News. We'll talk about that more on Space News. That's really cool. Look at how orange it is. I know, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's so orange. It's so orange and so amazing. All right, so I'll talk to you guys later. Let's see who we can raid. See if there's anybody around. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You too. You too, my man. Let's see. Rocket Guy's doing rocket talk. We'll go see what he's up to. You too, Raisin. Storm, I know.
Launching 30,000 people, so
Oh,
there's not.
Rocket Guy, okay. It just decided to have the audio going. Nice. Yeah, Storm, I know. I have it. I gotta find a way to put it somewhere. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Tomorrow, I think at noon. So we'll play Kerbal Early Hours and then Space News and then more Kerbal. We got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of work to do. Go see what Rock Guy's up to, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.